Normally I isolate the interproximal spaces. In David's case, his spaces were too tight for me to get wedgets or even wedges in between the teeth. Again, I measured the length of strip required with a piece of wedget. I cut a piece of strip. In this case, it's a 3 millimeter wide strip. A couple tips on manipulating the strips. The constructive composite strips are packaged with a foil backing which you can peel off. Generally, I try not to peel off the whole thing. I try to leave a little bit on. The strips should be handled with gloves and cotton forceps, not with your bare hands. Scissors can easily cut the strips to the desired length, and leftover material can be replaced in the package and inserted into a light, resistant container. The next step in the bridge is to etch the teeth to be bonded. Rinse off the etchant and thoroughly dry, and then apply your adhesive system. Light cure the adhesive. Again, apply a thin layer of flowable composite to the prepared rest areas. Place the strip and adapt it. Sometimes I have found that the end of the strip becomes frayed. It can sometimes fray even when you cut the strip. It is much easier to work with if the strip is not frayed, so you can mold it back together and then apply a little bit of flowable composite. Don't cure it at this point in time. It helps to adapt it this way. By using the shield, I can light cure the adapted strip in segments again. So I can do it on this tooth, and then once that's cured, move it over to the other tooth. Once the strip is bonded to the teeth, I use flowable and nano composite to build up the ponic. Since I did David's case, I've changed my technique for fabricating the ponic. Before I place the rubber dam, I begin forming the ponic as a small ball of body shade composite directly in the mouth. I cure it intraorally. Then I remove it from the mouth so I can polish it well on the tissue side. I also ensure that I have enough space for floss and preferably a proxy brush between the ponic and the abutment teeth. Then I place the rubber dam and proceed as I did with David's case. I place the beginnings of the ponic back into the mouth and adapt the strip to it before curing the strip. With David, I finished building up the bridge and the ponic. I polished the composite and adjusted the occlusion to limit excursive contacts on the pontic. This is David's final bridge. Although this is far from being a beautiful aesthetic result, the change in David's life has been dramatic.